breaking news that nobody will probably care about, but I do. An LGBTQ activist has been charged with woohoo. No.
What happened?
So an alphabet activist has woohooed.
What?
And it's a problem. Take a listen.
The LGBTQ activist is facing some disturbing charges this morning. She was arrested for sexual assault of minors.
Oh, she's a diddler.
Stevens had a preliminary arraignment.
Look at him. Kendall Stephens.
I'm confused.
Wow. Kendall Stephens is a trans. It looks like I think that's a trans woman. That's a trans woman.
Last night, some of the charges include rape, assault against a person less than 13 years old, and endangering the welfare of children. Her next court
That's prepubescent. That's little kids.
Yeah.
hearing is scheduled for December 29th.
Yeah. A Philadelphia LGBTQ activist has been arrested and charged for allegedly And court documents show that Kendall Stephens, who's 37, was arrested Monday and had a preliminary arraignment in Philadelphia Municipal Court. Court documents show that Stephens was charged with involuntary, deviant, unlawful contact with, corruption of, unlawful contact with, indecent, against people of less.
A diddler.
Obscenity to and endangering the welfare of Google Gaga. Philadelphia police has alleged incidents happened in September. In August of 2020, Stephens, a black trans woman, was the victim of a crime and inside of her South Philadelphia home. Timesh Waring was convicted in February of aggravated and conspiracy of a role in the home invasion of group of Stephens. Waring also was convicted of crimes which are considered summary offenses. This is ridiculous. YouTube, you ain't shit. YouTube is, I can't even use regular English words without you yellow check mark demonetizing my shit. God dang. And they talk about freedom of speech. I can't even read the news without getting my shit yellow check mark or freaking.
But it's funny though when you're doing it though.
God damn. This shit is ridiculous as freak. This is what the society has come to. I can't even read a news article.
On some real shit though. On some real serious shit though.
Waring was sentenced to 11 and a half to 23 months of house arrest. And she will not be eligible for parole until 18 months of home confinement, 120 hours of community service, a letter of apology to Stephens and a court monitor. All right, for sure.
So the bitch didn't even serve jail time?
I mean, it looked like she was somebody at her in February. So she was a victim. She was a victim herself. And then turn around, like most victims, victims become the aggressors and the offensive people, the ones that put it on people. So, an LGBTQ activist. Well, I got to say that I'm not surprised that somebody who has a mental illness, who has been clearly traumatized throughout their life to the point where they believe that they are a woman and want to live as a woman, as a black man, that they themselves have perpetuated very ludicrous acts on a and it just shows the cycle, bro. Because most of the time, when people come up with these issues of self-identity where they don't know what they are, they question what they are,
right,
and they want to be something else, like they give an assigned gender and they want, no, I don't want to go with nature and biology. I want to change that.
Right, right.
Usually it comes from a trauma that happened in adolescence.
Right.
A lot of it is tied to, that's why a lot of women and men who are in the LGBTQ have had instances within their childhood in which they were woohooed or something else.
Yeah. Show me on the doll where they touched you.
Yeah. So that's what I said. There's a lot of people. There is a what's the name of the pansexuality? Pansexuality is,
I don't even understand that.
Pansexuality basically allows you to woohoo with
yeah.
PEDO. PEDO is underneath pansexuality, and that pan is trying to slide into the LGBTQ, so it could be LGBTQIA plus P. And when that happens, that's when our little innocents, adolescents will be targets. They're already targets around the world. They're targets from everybody.
So they're going to become Disney kids.
Yeah, bro.
They're basically they want our children.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah, that pretty much does that. So I see a sick person who has also been a victim of another sick person who has done something to 12-year-old or under. That's all we know. They're 12 or under. And the damage that this sick person did to that poor kid is going to grow up effed up in the head, probably, sadly.
More likely.
And more likely than to be effed up and probably regurgitate the same thing to someone else. Yeah. It's a never-ending cycle. That's why we need to stop playing these mental games. But that's just me. E-Man, what you think?
I think this world is insane, man. I think the insanity is like, it's crazy that the things that's happening. And I think it's crazy, bro, because it's like this innocent child had to endure this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And
it's crazy.
They're gonna, as you said, they're gonna be messed up for the rest of their lives. I mean, who knows where they may end up? Who knows where they might end up being? They might end up hating women. They might end up hating men. They might end up hating all type of shit.
Hating themselves.
Themselves as well. Or having a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? It's so much shit that's happening.
Anxiety, depression.
I'm glad that this son of a bitch that is not protected by the LGBTQ. Like they got.
Whoa. What do you mean not protected? Of course he's protected. They're all protected. Until,
I mean, they got some time on their hands. You know what I'm saying? They got prosecuted. You know what I'm saying? For this shit.
No.
It wasn't hidden. It wasn't hidden. Are they?
This person was charged on Monday and had a preliminary arraignment in court. We don't know what happened.
Well, I hope that this does not just get pushed under the.
And you know what's funny is that
under the rug.
This man assaulted but this article still felt the need to say in August 2020 they were a victim of a hate crime.
To make them feel
what?
To make them feel like they the victim.
I would really like for you
it's not their fault.
To when you do Jeffrey Epstein, I want you to mention how he was mugged one day in 1996.
Got beat up by a black man.
Yeah, when you did this to Bill Cosby, I want you to go ahead and bring up when the people murdered his son.
Yeah, right. Right.
When the establishment tried to end Bill Cosby because he was trying to buy NBC.
Right.
I want you to bring that up, huh? I want you to bring up, instead of when Michael Jackson died, to bring up the time they tried to falsely lie on this man.
Yeah.
Multiple times in the past. Why is it that it's right here? Because like you said, which you were wrong on, people are afraid of the LGBTQ. That's why.
So and it's only crazy. We're 20 years removed from we brought up Bill Cosby. And it's a good point. This is what happens when you take 20 years and no black fathers in the household. We're 20 years removed, like maybe 30 years.
I would give it to Family Matters, Fresh Prince too.
Again, understand. There's other black examples.
That's 30 years.
But nonetheless,
still 30 years.
Nonetheless, 30 years. Yeah. And look how long, just 10 years with that little 20-year period with no fathers in the home during the 90s.
Chaos.
Late 80s, and look what happened.
What really
look what happened. Because I'm sure that 30-year-old man, he's 37, right? So that tells me he was born in like the 80s.
The young man is 37. He's around our age.
More than likely, he didn't have a father. I'm just going to assume that.
Sure. He was probably born in 1986.
So he had
when the Cosby Show was on the air.
Mm-hmm. A little bit after, so he wasn't around for it. But he got his bones picked in the 90s.
Yeah. Right.
And then probably that's when society started shifting. It started looking at things differently.
And one night when he was going to sleep at his uncle's house, the door cracked open. Someone hovered over the bed, put their nose under his mouth, make sure he sleep, and then woohoo!
But you know what though? You guys, I find it what really grind my gears about this and about hearing shit like this, and when people say this about they were a victim and then they end up doing the same shit to the next person. I find that total bullshit, because if you know how it felt, you know how it felt.
Hurt people though.
But that's wrong. That's not the way to go. That's not the way that
you
end up being in this situation.
You do it. You grew up in poverty and around gangs and violent, and you beat up people and you hurt people. Yeah.
It's culture.
it's still not right. It's in this type of terms. This is still not.
Where do you think the
right.
term POME comes from? Product of my environment.
This is not like in that type of terms. I feel that
you're looking at from a moralistic standpoint. We don't live in morality.
Morality is gone by. Morality left with the freaking CD player.
Yeah, right.
When the iPod came, that's when morality was gone.
When the last time, if you were born around 2004, 2005, y'all never birthed a CD and gave it to a chick like that. Like when it died.
Hey, giving a CD to a chick, brand new. Here you go, baby. With the wrapper on it.
With everything that hey, I can't express to you how. Hey, this is how I feel.
I got you something.
Here you go.
This is so disgusting to the point where I feel like this person needs to be locked up for the rest of their life.
Some people would say that person needs a psychological evaluation.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that as well.
I think
because you get a psychological evaluation does not mean that you still need to be locked up.
No jail.
No, you get
no jail. The LGBTQ movement. She's an activist, right?
It doesn't matter. You just thrown all that out for hurting an innocent child. You deserve and because of your situation that happened to you as a child, you felt like you were supposed you it's okay for you to do that to somebody else's.
Kevin Spacey murdered people, bro. Cool. Kevin Spacey allegedly murdered people. Let's keep it a buck, and he's walking free right now, about to make some movies.
And did the same, and then was a diddler.
All his victims disappeared.
And he's a diddler.
Brian Singer is Brian Singer in prison yet? Where is Brian Singer?
What about the nigga?
He literally.
What about the nigga? What about the nigga from Nickelodeon? They used to do it with the feet.
Exactly. What about the guy from the Disney Channel, Ariana Grande?
So all of them powerful people, though.
I'm talking about people who are part of the LGBTQ community who have yet to face crime. What happened to Jussie Smollett?
He in jail.
Slap on the wrist.
He in jail, right? He's in jail.
Where's Jussie?
I thought he was in jail. I thought they locked him up. Remember? He had a sentence and everything.
I don't know where Jussie.
He had a sentence and everything. They put him in jail.
How long was he in jail?
I don't know.
For that egregious crime.
I know he went to jail.
His mental illness.
I know he went to jail.
Made up a whole lie.
Right. I know.
Yeah. Let's see how long Jussie was in jail. Jussie chilling right now. He had Subway eating. Jussie Smollett was released from jail following 6 nights behind bars.
He served his time, man.
Damn.
Hard time.
That agreed. Had you been anything else, it would be a couple of years. 6 nights.
All that court date.
All that shit he did. All that shit all around. Yeah.
Having on there and the judge saying that what you did was humane.
Yeah.
And it was wrong.
Peep game. I'm going to blow your mind. Let me blow your mind. Can I blow your mind?
Go ahead.
Jonathan Majors might get more time than this nigga.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors might get 6
months. For running from a white girl.
6 months to 8
He
months.
ran from a white girl, might get more time than Jussie Smollett. What's the difference? This nigga's a criminal. Caught red-handed. Finessed everybody. Millions of dollars. Lied on national television, my nigga. But because he likes to eat meat, 6 nights.
That's not good for the justice.
My dude, Jonathan Majors.
But
Jonathan Majors, he ran from a white woman. He's gonna get more time.
Avoid justice system because if
not good for the justice,
y'all
bro.
niggas don't vote, so I don't want to hear niggas complaining about the justice system. But y'all niggas don't vote. I don't want to hear it.
That's just insane.
I don't want to hear it.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Whole situation that's going down. People who are innocent, they deserve their rights. People who are guilty deserve to be locked up, bro.
In theory.
And I think it's wrong.
Wow, look at this. Look. He got off during an appeal.
Oh, he got
Look at this. No, listen. He was released from jail 6 nights in bars after an appeals court agreed with his lawyer that he should be free pending the appeal of his conviction for lying to police. What happens when What happens when you go to the pen and you file an appeal? Are you able to be released during your appeal?
During your appeal process.
No.
Or do you stay your butt in freaking prison until you go back to court for your appeal?
You stay back in court.
But for some reason, they feel
they gave him a bond.
He should be released.
And look at his bond. You go down. Look at his bond. For a man that make money, look at his bond.
They released him. He had no bond.
No, go down.
The appeals court, Smollett said, could be released after personal recognizance bond of $150,000, meaning he didn't have to put down no money, but agrees to come to court. Sorry. All right, so that's not even a real bond.
No,
there we go. They said it basically said personal guarantee. Give us $150K.
Yes,
we'll let you out, nigga.
Yep.
Just tell us you'll give it to us. No collateral. No signature, nigga. Just.
Well, we know you're good for it because we know you're good for it.
We know you're good for it, and we know if you're not good for it, where you're from, they'll make us whole as well. Yeah. The LGBTQ activist community they'll make sure.
And by the way, I loved your part in Empire. You were so riveting.
So great.
So riveting.
Keep it up, champ.
Loved you in the Mighty Ducks.
This country's twisted, my nigga. What's your take on the whole situation, Keon?
It's sad. I shout out to my father. He just had his birthday. Shout out to black fathers out there.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, happy birthday. I'm glad because this is what happens. I think when there is no moral compass in the household. At least somebody, because again, you follow your mothers. Even though black women are out there, black women are strong. You're doing your best out there, but you can't raise a man. In that I grew up in the man up era where that was taken away from us. Niggas, it's okay to man up. It's okay to tell your kid, nigga, stop crying. If we're not saying you don't cry, but you see what happens when a man gets in tune with his feminine side.
Is there a term called be a woman? Be a woman.
I know the term. What is a woman?
Yeah, there is no term where they say be a woman. Mm-hmm. There is a term of be a man.
Be a man. Yep.
And the genders are not equal. Having a girl isn't the same as having a boy. Being a woman isn't the same as being a male. They're totally different. And one of the things that is, I would say, heavy baggage of being a male is that we have to be a man. Do things that a man is supposed to do. Yeah. Head of household, take care of your family, lead, show examples. Yeah. None of that is on a woman. So when a woman has to raise a young boy into a man, she can't. Because she has no idea what it's like to be a man. Mm-hmm. She was never taught as a little child to grow up to be a man. So how could someone who's not equipped and never experienced it teach it? A man can raise a daughter because it is natural to be a woman. There is no be a woman. She'll just go through life, and then that's how we as society accept females. We accept them for who they are. Mm-hmm. Just off the premise of them being female. We say, oh, that's a woman. You look at her, that's a woman. But based on our attitude and the things that we do in life as men, our status, our job, our clout, our network, we're judged as men based on intangible and tangible things. That doesn't apply to women.
And the expectations aren't the same. See, when a man is a failure, he acknowledged that failure. Yep. Whereas a woman has an opportunity to be, lack of a better term, damsel in distress, to be able to be saved. Get that princess moment.
I'll save me one. I'll save one. Shoot.
Yeah.
I will marry a woman that works at McDonald's. You goddamn straight I will.
A man will be labeled as a bum.
But a woman will never marry a man that works at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Unless, she too is probably from a third world country or a different culture. But mostly... it's not happening. You work at McDonald's, you ain't getting no wife. You got to level up. You got to do other things to be a man.
And it's sad, going back to this fella right here, he gave up being a man, it seemed like a long time ago.
Yeah.
He gave up wanting to be saved. And there's a when you're a man, you have to kind of pull yourself up from your own bootstraps.
And I'll say this in his defense. He was probably woohooed as a when he was young. And I know that the damage was done to him, and then he too also gave it to other people, because that's the cycle. Understanding that, and I understand why he is the way he is, I really do, because a lot of them have the exact same story. Still, this is wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a full-on scale attack on our children. Yeah. They want them. They want to F our kids, bro. That's just the truth of the matter. And with that being said, this whole entire video, still with using the trigger words and not even using the right words, will be demonetized because of the title of this video. If I put LGBTQ or activist or minors, any of those words in this freaking video, it will be yellow checkmarked. So there's nothing that I can do to stop YouTube from oppressing me and my freedom of speech, even though I'm not even using freedom of speech. I'm freaking muzzling myself from using actual freaking words. This right here is the example of why I can't even talk regularly, bro, because our society is trash and we are soft as goddamn Charmin on a moist day. And it's hot. Woo-hoo!
Chivalry's dead, y'all.
And women killed it. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Keon, E-Man, I'm Jody Joe. We out. Deuces.